To begin with, without the friend of my grandfather, Serge Leroy, who sent me a message back in, I think it was March of 2009, I would not be here reading you these words if it wasn't for what he taught me. So I'd like to thank my grandfather for having this great friend, Serge. Thank you very much. My grandfather, who was a second spirit in me, Lionel, my grandfather, who passed many years ago, but he's still well alive in the heavens. And Willie Wilhelm, as he visioned to me one night when I was in psychosis about a month and a half ago. I thought I was in psychosis, but it was so real and so bright, and I was so awake, and it was outside. And all he mentioned to me was one word, and the words were never to stop trying, to try harder, to always to try. 10 is the best, but if you give up at 10, there's no use trying at all. So he put a point at 9.9 for that penny. Gave me the incentive to keep on rolling, for it is that cent, the cent, which in French is 100. And I give it 100%, although I never reach perfection. I continue on, and I never will stop. So I'm reading from some paper now, so if you see me moving around, you'll understand. I'm going to try and make sense out of the whole thing. According to my papers, I'll be looking down and not looking at the camera, so you're just going to have to follow what you hear and not what you see. There's no religion in heaven, but there was a setup in heaven to recognize, first were the Greeks for their mythology and their backwards ways. As the Jews write backwards, related to the English alphabet, in which begins with AB and goes the other directions. AB is for alpha, beta, like from the Greeks. The Arab was the second thought in heaven, was to remind the people to close their ears and not to hear the deceit of all the people. The third thought in heaven, before man came down, was the Muslim, as a reminder to watch the words we speak, to muzzle our mouth, and to muzzle tough in congratulations when the whole thing is over. So we move on. The Jewish is the question of God, asked his angels, do you wish? And they thought of je suis, I am, or Jesus, je crois, I am, I believe. In English is Jewish, half Jewish, half English. Je is for I, wish and believe is all the same. So they reorganized the game for the jeu. For the jeu of J-E in French, which J-E-U-X in French is the game, or the jeu, the J-U-S, the juice we drink, or the energy and power we need to continue on in life and never to give up. The power and the energy. It was mentioned in my dreams that the cat and the dog were related before man. The C for the cat is croix, to believe. The A is for the angel, and the T is transmission. Altogether, they make cat. Thus we have a dog. Reversed, we have God. For the reminder that G equals the game of man, the O of the world, life rhymes with birth, so D equals the dugout, and where we return our bodies when the juice of life has run out of power. The juice, the electricity. Or the number 11 to discuss later. So where am I now? The pound key, referred to as the dog pound, and dog reversed is God. Thus the pound key has 9 positions. Thus to complete it, we must have 10, because there has to be an exterior that closes in the dog. So then we go on to the next page, and not to forget that the 9 lives of cat, if we calculate that and divide it by what it says in the Bible, that at the end of time in this world, which everybody said was going to be the year 2000, so I use that as my calculation, was 6.6 billion. And the division of 6.6 billion people comes out to 7.4. 7 for God, and 4 for perfect man. Why 4? Well, 4 aces in the deck. Wouldn't that be perfect? If you had all 4 aces, you'd have 4 of a kind. Therefore, that calculation is used. And 4 times this and 4 times that comes up to many other calculations. 4 times 7 is 28, which is the number of keys on the piano on one side. 4 times 6, the number of man, is 24 for the hours in the day, and the 24 keys are the white keys on the left side. So we'll move on now. Where am I now? And the pound key, also when it's surrounded and boxed in, it's like a coffin. As like the calf, or the golden calf that was built when Moses went up to the top of Mount Sinai. Sinai, say Sinai, or write it down. C in Spanish is yes, and nay is like what the horse says. Nai, or nay, is first.